Today I will show you my commission work that I have done uh, of a drawing of Kid Buu as a robot. So I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned. So let me tell you the story of Kid Buu as a robot. The universe remembered the day Kid Buu died. Even years later, people still spoke about it like it was the end of a nightmare, the battle that shook worlds, the creature that nearly erased existence itself, and the final moment when Goku gathered the energy of countless lives into one final spirit bomb. For a brief moment, the universe believed evil had finally lost. Peace returned and the planets rebuilt themselves. Civilizations continued forward, but there are some beings whose existence leaves scars on reality itself. And Kid Buu was one of them, because what died that day was only the body, far beyond the known galaxies, drifting through dead sectors of space where even gods rarely looked. Tiny fragments of corrupted energy still floated through the darkness, invisible to most life forms but not to everyone. There existed a hidden civilization known only as the Architects, a race of scientists and engineers obsessed with ultimate evolution. For centuries, they searched the universe for the perfect weapon, not simply machines, not soldiers, something unstoppable, something beyond morality. When they discovered the remaining energy traces of Kid Buu, they became obsessed instantly. The records they uncovered terrified them. A creature capable of regenerating endlessly, a being without empathy, fear, or hesitation, pure destruction in its most perfect form. Most civilizations would have sealed such a power away forever. The architects saw opportunity. They believed organic life was flawed. Weak emotions, weak bodies, weak minds. Machines, however, could be perfected. And so they asked themselves one forbidden question. What if pure evil could evolve beyond flesh? The project began in secret, beneath a dying planet hidden inside the Black Nebula. An enormous underground facility was built around the recovered fragments of Kid Buu's energy. The greatest scientists of the architects gathered there. Entire generations dedicated their lives to the project. At first, they attempted simple cloning. Every attempt failed. The moment Kid Buu's energy entered a living organism, it consumed it instantly. Bodies mutated violently before collapsing into dust. Then they tried containment chambers. Those failed too. The energy behaved unnaturally, almost alive, as if the remnants of Kid Buu still possessed instinct even after death. Entire laboratories vanished overnight. Scientists were found fused into walls of melted steel. Machines suddenly activated on their own before tearing themselves apart. Some researchers wanted the project abandoned, but the leaders refused. They had come too far. Eventually, one scientist proposed a different solution: to not rebuild Kid Buu as an organic life, rebuild him as something new, a machine, not controlled by emotion, not weakened by biology, a body forged entirely from adaptive metal and artificial intelligence. At first, the idea sounded impossible, but desperation creates ambition. Construction began immediately. Gigantic mechanical skeletons were designed, artificial muscles capable of surviving planet-level force, energy reactors powered by captured stars, and, at the center of it all, Kid Buu's remaining essence. Years passed. The project consumed entire worlds worth of resources. Some of the architects began worshipping the machine they were creating. They no longer saw it as a weapon. To them it became a god. Others feared it deeply, because strange things began happening inside the facility. Workers reported hearing laughter inside empty hallways. Security cameras showed shadows moving where nobody stood. Machines spoke in unknown voices during system failures. And always, those glowing eyes appeared briefly on dead screens, watching, waiting. The scientists ignored the warnings. They convinced themselves it was only psychological stress. Until the disappearances started. One engineer vanished while working alone near the reactor chamber. Only his tools remained. Then another one disappeared. And then entire teams. No alarms, no signs of forced entry. Just gone. Fear spread through the facility like a disease. But nobody dared leave. The architects had devoted too much of their civilization to the project. Failure was no longer acceptable. And finally, after decades of work, the body was complete. Inside the center of the chamber floated a rebuilt version of Kid Buu, unlike anything the universe had seen before. His body still carried a recognizable shape of the original Majin, but now it had become something artificial, colder, more controlled. Pink armored plating covered his chest, and arms like mechanical skin fused directly onto his body. Dark black sections surrounded parts of his torso and face, giving him an almost skeletal appearance beneath the soft Majin flesh. Thick mechanical tubes connected directly into his back and shoulders, pumping glowing energy through his system constantly. Long cables hung around him like veins, keeping a dead god alive. An enormous black core was embedded in the center of his chest. Inside it glowed a yellow circular reactor, pulsing slowly like a synthetic heart. Majin symbols had been carved directly into the armor itself, almost like the scientists were trying to worship the evil they rebuilt. The lower half of his body still resembled the loose white pants Kid Buu once wore, but now even those looked unnatural, cleaner, mechanical, controlled. He floated silently inside the chamber, while green energy cables stretched around him from every direction, motionless like a corpse waiting to wake up. And then there were the eyes, still empty, still violent, still ancient. The scientists called it Majin Unit Zero, the perfect fusion of machine evolution and absolute destruction. But they still feared one thing: control. So they created restriction systems, mental limiters, fail-safe comments, remote shutdown protocols. Thousands of safeguards were installed into the machine's mind. They believed no being could overcome them. The activation day arrived. Every leader of the architects gathered inside the central observation hall. Armies surrounded the chamber. Planetary defense cannons aimed directly at the machine in case something went wrong. The lead scientist stood before the activation console with trembling hands. Even he feared what they had built. But obsession had carried them too far to stop now. The countdown began. 10. Massive generators awakened beneath the planet. 9. Purple energy surged through the chamber walls. 8. The machine's finger twitched slightly. 7. Power levels exceeded predicted calculations instantly. 6. Warning alarms activated across the facility. 5. Several scientists demanded shutdown procedures. 4. The chamber glass began cracking under pressure. 3. The machine's eyes slowly opened. 2. Every screen inside the facility turned black. 1. Activation complete. Silence. No movement. No sound. The massive mechanical body remained floating, motionless inside the chamber. Some scientists sighed in relief. Perhaps it worked. Perhaps the limiters held. Then suddenly the machine smiled. Not like a robot. Like Kid Buu. A slow, unnatural grin filled with hatred. The reactor inside his chest suddenly began glowing brighter and brighter until the entire chamber shook violently. The containment glass exploded outward instantly. Shockwaves ripped through the facility, killing hundreds within seconds. Soldiers opened fire immediately. Energy beams flooded the chamber from every direction. The smoke cleared. Majin Unit Zero had not moved. The attacks melted before touching him. One commander screamed for the shutdown. The lead scientists activated. Instantly, nothing happened. Again, nothing. Panic spread across the control room. The machine titled its head slightly, almost curious. And then everyone heard it. Laughter. The same terrifying laugh Kid Buu once used before destroying entire planets. Except now it sounded distorted, mechanical and broken. Even worse than before, the machine vanished instantly. Not flew, vanished. One moment it floated inside the chamber, the next moment it appeared inside the observation hall. Nobody even understood how it moved. The scientists attempted to run, and Majin Unit Zero grabbed him by the face casually. For a brief second the scientist saw his reflection inside those glowing eyes. Then his entire body disintegrated into ash. Chaos erupted everywhere. Security forces attacked desperately while civilians tried escaping through collapsing corridors. The machine floated slowly through the facility while explosions consumed entire sectors around it. It did not rush, it enjoyed the destruction, almost like remembering itself. One soldier fired a plasma cannon directly into its chest core. The armor cracked slightly. Yellow light leaked outward, and then the crack healed instantly. Regeneration, even as a machine. Kid Buu's greatest ability remained. And unlike the original Kid Buu, this version could think strategically. That made him far more dangerous. Within 1 hour, the entire underground civilization collapsed. Millions died. The once great architects were erased by their own creation. But the destruction did not stop here. Majin Unit Zero reached the planet's surface slowly while the world burned behind him. The black nebula above the planet reflected across his metallic body while debris rained from the sky. First time since his rebirth, the machine looked upward at the stars. Fragments of memory returned slowly. Goku, Vegeta, the Spirit Bomb, and defeat. Defeat was unacceptable. The original Kid Buu fought like an animal driven by instinct. But this version was different. This version would learn, adapt, prepare, and one day he will return. So, thank you very much. This was my story for this drawing, so I hope you enjoyed it. And thank you very much for watching this video, and hopefully we will see us next time. Stay tuned, subscribe, like, comment, and thank you for everything.